I look a little tired today. It's because I am. I was up late trying to get caught up on some stuff after being sick for 4 days. Pretty early right now, starting to get stuff ready. Got sports portraits starting today. So yeah, I'll be out doing that, and then I'm sure I'll be up late again doing more editing. But the point of today's video, I'm more talking to the people that are looking for photographers, the couples that are looking at wedding photographers, and how to avoid getting ripped off. So unfortunately, doing what I do, I see the stories posted, I hear stuff from other vendors. There are a lot of photographers out there that are just scamming couples. Maybe they're not doing it intentionally, maybe something happens and they end up getting into a cycle. I don't know. But let's discuss what you should look for to hopefully avoid that. All right, the first thing you want to be cautious of, when the price just looks too good to be true. I see it all the time, someone's posting saying, 8 hours of coverage for $1,000, $1,500, and their images look amazing. That's usually going to be a pretty big red flag. If somebody's charging like $1,000 for a wedding, I'm typically going to think that they're kind of a beginner. If their photos look like something that you would see in a magazine, there's a chance that they're not even their photos. And usually when you see something like this, it'll be followed with a, for the next week only, or I only have 2 slots available, something that is encouraging people to hurry up and book it because they want you to not think about it. They want you to have that feeling of, I can't let this deal pass by me. And that's one of the little tricks that they will do to unfortunately scam people out of money. Do your research. Find out what the average price is in your area for a wedding photographer. If they're coming in far below it, but their images are looking amazing, there's a good chance that they're probably just ripping people off. Something that happens a lot are people stealing images from other well-known photographers. But in today's world, we have great technologies. Do a reverse image search of the images that they have. Make sure that one of those images that they're posting or that they have on their website are not coming up associated to another wedding photographer. That, of course, is going to be an immediate stop, do not book with that person. When you first start speaking with a photographer, one of the first things you should be asking them are links to full wedding galleries. You don't want to see just the highlights. You want to see the full gallery that was delivered. Every wedding photographer I know will gladly send you a few links to a few of the wedding galleries that they have delivered recently that can show you what to expect out of your wedding gallery. Any photographer who doesn't want to send that, that should be a red flag to you. That tells me that their website is only showing the few images that they managed to capture that came out right on their website. And they might not have been able to deliver 300 to 500 photos of great quality. Ask your photographer for referrals. A lot of photographers have different referrals that they can send from vendors, from other couples. I have had couples that have inquired with me reach out to wedding couples that I had worked with in the previous year or the year before. Again, if a wedding photographer can't provide you with something like that or doesn't show any great reviews online, that's going to be another big red flag. Now, I'm not saying that there's not beginner photographers out there who are not going to have all that. But as long as they are upfront with you and tell you that, hey, I am just getting started in this, then that's okay. Everybody gets started somewhere. But do ask them what their experience is. How many weddings have they second shot at? I'm not going to say don't take a chance on someone who's never shot a wedding before, but myself, I probably would not risk it. I think a lot of people try to get themselves into wedding photography not realizing how much work it actually takes to do. And I usually say equipment doesn't matter, but it does to a degree. You need to have equipment and lenses and flashes that are capable of capturing a wedding in a proper way. I see a lot of wedding photographers out there who are using kit lenses, no flash, and they get themselves into a situation that they're shooting in a dark reception hall or a dark church, and they have no way of being able to get the exposure correctly. And I see them posting in groups asking, how can I fix this? Which you don't want a photographer who's trying to fix something in post. Does it happen once in a while? Yes, it happens to the best of us that something doesn't come out right. But a good wedding photographer knows how to mitigate all those problems, knowing how to use their equipment and having the proper equipment to be using. So do yourself the favor, make sure you're asking all the correct questions. Another big question you should always be asking them is, what is their storage workflow? How do they back up and ensure that those photos are not lost? At minimum, they should be shooting with a camera that has dual card slots. That makes sure that during the course of the day, if one of those cards were to fail, it still has another card as a backup. Myself, I always have 2 cameras on me that have dual card slots. But their backup shouldn't stop just there. Myself, I've got multiple different ways that I back up. I have my cards, they go to an external hard drive, they go to a portable hard drive, and they also get backed up onto a cloud server called Backblaze. So I have those raw photos in multiple different areas, ensuring that if one of them were to fail, I still have multiple other backups. Unfortunately, you do see it from time to time where a photographer lost the photos. But in this day of age, I don't know how that could even be possible. If you're doing everything correctly, you're not gonna lose them. But if you're shooting on a camera that only has one SD card and you're relying on just that card, then yes, that can happen. But for someone who is out there looking for a wedding photographer or any vendor period, just make sure you do your research. If the deal looks too good to be true and they're saying, hurry up and get it now before it's gone, chances are you're not going to want to work with that person. So make sure you see full weddings, check the reviews, ask them about their backup. Those are great questions to be asking that could save you a headache in the long run. Now, I'm going to get back to getting ready for these photos. Till next time.